I just finished Clear by Kerry Davies, and to say that I was disappointed would be an understatement. I'm sorry, guys. I went into this with high hopes, thinking there would be a good old language barrier. And there was a language barrier, a pretty decent one, despite not being an alien romance. But the thing is, it was the dialogue that put me off. It was in third person, which, okay, in some cases I prefer third person, but in most cases I like each character to have a first person POV. And it was, when the two characters learnt to speak, when Ivor and John Ferguson, and may I just say, the way that they referred to John Ferguson as John Ferguson all the time instead of John, or, John, they always referred to him as John Ferguson. It just felt like weird. Okay, but back to the language barrier. It was told in a way where the dialogue wasn't expressed by the characters, it was expressed by the narrator. So for example, I'll make it easier for you. So if I were to say that Ivor was talking to John about, the weather, it wouldn't have any dialogue. It would just say, Ivor and John discussed the weather, or something like that. And I just felt like, in that sense, the dialogue was lagging, because I would love to see, like, their communication in the dialogue. For example, if Ivor were to say weather bad, or, in their language, like, if it was broken, or if they somehow had an accent, like, and also the narrator, what's his name? Okay, the audiobook was narrated by Russ Bain. I just found that out. And he basically sounds like a Scottish David Attenborough, which I do like. I liked his voice. But very much like the audiobook that I listened to early in the year called Stolen Tongues, he didn't put much effort. Like, it was very robotic. The dialogue was very stiff, and, unless it was like a really mad scene, he wouldn't really change the tone or the pitch of his voice. But yeah, it was good. I'm glad I read it, because, like, it just shows me other angles that books can go in. I feel like, yeah, and I did appreciate how willing John was to go to teach Ivor about his religion, but Ivor wasn't very receptive. But I absolutely loved their dance scene towards the end. I won't spoil it, but their dance scene was amazing. Like, John didn't want to dance because dancing, he saw, was against his religion, but Ivor didn't take no for an answer, and they ended up loving it. So that was one of the best parts. In all honesty, I'm gonna give this book 2.5 stars. I'm so sorry, but I was just let down a little bit. It was a decent read. It was nice and short, which I appreciated, but just wasn't on par with my expectations. And I know my expectations can be very high, but, like, honestly, the description gave me a lot, but it just wasn't there. Sorry, everyone, but yeah, so second read of February was okay. So that's my review of Clear by, written by Kerry Davies, narrated by Russ Bain. I'm so sorry, I'm so scatterbrained. But anyway, yeah, that was my review. I hope you enjoyed it, and don't let my description stop you from reading this book, because in all honesty, it is a really good deep dive into language, just not my style. So if you want to read it, I wouldn't stop you. But yeah, don't let my review deter you from reading this book, because in some ways it is a masterpiece. But yeah, I'll see you in my next one, guys.